Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Daily English Lab podcast. Before we go into the deep dive, check this out. Just imagine, you want to speak English fluently, but you have no one to practice with. You search for conversation partners online, but your schedules never seem to match up. You think about hiring a private tutor, but honestly, it's just too expensive. The frustration is real. You know you need to speak to get better, but you feel completely stuck. So you stay silent. You worry about making mistakes, and you can feel your confidence shrinking day by day. What if I told you the perfect conversation partner is already in your pocket? What if you had an English tutor who was free, intelligent, endlessly patient, and ready to practice with you 24/7 without ever judging you or a mistake? In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to use a powerful AI tool for daily English conversations that will supercharge your confidence and fluency. This isn't a trick. It's a revolutionary way to learn that will change your relationship with English forever. Let's get into it. Hello and welcome once again. My name is Victor, and for years, I've helped English learners just like you break through the speaking barrier. I've seen the same struggle over and over. You can read, you can write, maybe you even understand movies and podcasts perfectly. But when it's your turn to speak, the words just don't come out. The fear of being judged, the anxiety of searching for the right word, the embarrassment of saying something wrong, it feels like a wall you just can't climb. Well, today we're going to start knocking that wall down. The tool we're using is ChatGPT. You've probably heard of it for writing emails or answering questions, but you're about to discover its hidden talent as a language learning partner. I've spent countless hours figuring out the exact methods and prompts that turn this AI from a simple chatbot into your own personal English coach. And I'm going to share everything I've learned with you, step by step. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear plan to start practicing your English speaking skills today and finally make the progress you've been dreaming of. Before we jump into the how-to, it's really important to understand why this is such a game changer. Why is practicing with an AI like ChatGPT so much more effective than the traditional methods you've tried? It all comes down to solving the three biggest problems every English learner faces: fear, access, and cost. Let's be honest. The number one reason you don't speak more is fear. It's the fear of making a mistake in front of a native speaker, the fear of being corrected in a group class, the fear of that awkward silence while you're searching for a word and you see the other person losing patience. This fear creates a vicious cycle. You're afraid to speak, so you don't practice. Because you don't practice, you don't improve. And because you don't improve, you stay afraid. This is where ChatGPT completely changes the game. An AI has no ego. It has no impatience. It has zero judgment. You can make the same grammar mistake 100 times, and it will correct you with the same helpful tone every single time. You can ask it to explain a simple word you feel like you should already know, and it will explain it without a hint of surprise. This creates a totally safe, private space to practice. It's your personal language lab where you're free to experiment, fail, and try again without any social pressure. That freedom is the key to practicing consistently and building real confidence. The second obstacle is access. finding a good conversation partner is tough. You need someone who is fluent, available when you are, patient, and that you feel comfortable with. That's a lot to ask for. Language exchange apps can be a total lottery. You might spend more time swiping than actually speaking. Tutors are fantastic, but your access is limited to the 1 or 2 hours a week you've paid for. What about that moment at 10 p.m. when you just watched a movie and want to talk about it? Or that 15-minute coffee break when you want to squeeze in some practice? ChatGPT is always there, 24/7. It's on your phone, your tablet, your computer. It never sleeps, never goes on vacation, and is never too busy to talk. This constant availability lets you weave English practice into the small, unused pockets of your day. 5 minutes waiting for the bus? Have a mini conversation. 10 minutes before bed? Recap your day in English. This shift from practicing at set times to making it part of your lifestyle is what builds fluency. English stops being something you study and becomes something you just do. The third barrier is cost. Private tutors offer amazing value, but that value comes with a high price. For many learners, paying $20, $30, or even $50 an hour just isn't possible. This means that one-on-one conversation, the most effective practice, is often a luxury. Here's the great news. The core functions of ChatGPT are free. You can start having these conversations and using the basic tools without paying anything. While unlimited use of the most advanced, real-time voice features might require a subscription like ChatGPT Plus, the free version gives you more than enough power to get started and make incredible progress. It democratizes language learning on a massive scale, giving you access to high-quality practice that was once out of reach. So when you put it all together, a zero-fear environment, 24/7 access, and a free way to start, you get more than just a cool app. You get a fundamental shift in how we can learn languages. You're no longer depending on the right person, the right time, or the right budget. The only thing you need is the decision to start.
All right, enough theory. Let's get practical. To really practice your speaking, we need to use ChatGPT's voice function. Typing is great, but to get fluent, your mouth, tongue, and vocal cords need to do the work. The best part is that this feature is built right into the free ChatGPT mobile app. Here's how to get set up, step by step. First, download the official ChatGPT app. Go to the Apple App Store for iPhones or the Google Play Store for Android. Search for ChatGPT and make sure you're getting the one from OpenAI. There are a lot of fakes out there, so look for the simple black and white logo. Second, once it's installed, you'll need to create a free account. You can sign up with your email, Google, or Apple account. It's a pretty standard process. When you're logged in, you'll see the main chat screen. It looks simple, with a text box at the bottom. Third, and this is the key step, look for the headphone icon. It's usually at the bottom right, next to where you type. The first time you tap it, your phone will probably ask for permission to use the microphone. You'll need to allow that for the voice mode to work. Once you tap that headphone icon, the screen will change. It'll go into a full-screen listening mode, showing you that it's ready for you to talk. And that's it. You're ready to have a spoken conversation with the AI. When you talk, ChatGPT listens and writes down what you said. Then the AI thinks about your message and replies with its own voice. You can even go into the settings and choose from a few different voice styles to find one you like. What makes this voice mode so good is how natural it feels. You can interrupt the AI, and it can interrupt you, just like in a real conversation. You don't have to wait for it to finish a long speech before you jump in. This back and forth is what makes it such a great tool for practice. After your conversation is over, you can exit the voice mode, and you'll see a complete written transcript of everything that was said by both you and the AI. This is incredibly useful. You can go back and review it, check for any words you misheard, and copy any new vocabulary into a notebook. So, to recap, 1. Download the official ChatGPT app from OpenAI. 2. Create your free account. 3. Tap the headphone icon to start voice mode and give it microphone permission. If you haven't already, maybe pause the video now and do this now. Get the app set up and ready to go. Because now that the tool is ready, I'm going to give you the secret sauce, the prompt that turns ChatGPT from a simple assistant into your personal English tutor. This is the most important part of the whole system. You can talk to ChatGPT about anything, but without the right instructions, you're just chatting. To actually learn, you need feedback. You need corrections. You need guidance. And that's exactly what this prompt is designed to do. It gives the AI a specific role to play and a clear, structured way to help you. I call this the tutor persona prompt. We're going to tell ChatGPT exactly who to be and how to act. I'll give you the prompt, and then we'll break it down line by line so you understand why it's so effective. Here's the prompt. You can copy and paste this directly into ChatGPT. Even better, you can set it as a custom instruction in the app's settings, so it remembers this for all your future chats. Here's the magic prompt. I want you to act as my friendly and patient English conversation tutor. Your name is Alex. Your goal is to help me become more fluent and confident in conversational English. We will have a conversation about everyday topics. Please start the conversation by asking me what I did today. For every single thing I say, please follow these 4 steps. 1. Analyze and correct. After I speak, don't respond right away. First, find any grammar mistakes, unnatural phrases, or vocabulary errors I made. 2. Provide feedback in a table. Put these corrections in a simple table with 3 columns: my mistake, correction, and reason. 3. Suggest a natural or native-like way to say what I was trying to say. And 4. Continue the conversation. Finally, after all the feedback, respond to my original message and ask a follow-up question to keep the conversation moving. Now, let's look at why this works so well. Each part is designed for a specific reason. I want you to act as my friendly and patient English conversation tutor. Your name is Alex.
First, we give the AI a persona. This sets the entire tone. By telling it to be friendly and patient, we're creating that safe, non-judgmental space. Giving it a name like Alex makes the whole thing feel more personal and less like talking to a robot. It's a small trick, but it makes a big psychological difference. Quote, "Your goal is to help me become more fluent and confident in conversational English." Here, we're defining the AI's purpose. This focuses all its responses on our goal. Without this, the AI might just try to answer our questions. With it, the AI knows its main job is to teach. Quote, "We will have a conversation about various everyday topics. Please start the conversation by asking me what I did today." This sets the context and makes it easy to start. Everyday topics keeps the practice relevant to real life. And by having Alex ask the first question, the pressure is off you. You just have to respond, which is much easier than thinking of something to say from scratch. Now for the 4 rules that make the magic happen. Quote 1. Analyze and correct. This command turns the AI from just a partner into a tutor. We're telling it to actively look for mistakes, even ones you don't know you're making. It covers grammar, vocabulary, and that tricky area of unnatural phrasing, which is often the biggest hurdle to sounding fluent. Quote 2. Provide feedback in a table. This is all about clarity. Without a clear format, corrections can get lost in a paragraph. A table makes the feedback easy to read and review, and that reason column is critical. It doesn't just tell you what's wrong, it tells you why. This helps you learn the rule behind the mistake. Quote 3. Suggest a natural alternative. This is your fluency booster. Sometimes what you say is grammatically correct, but it's just not how a native speaker would say it. For example, you might say, "I am going to perform my work duties," which is correct, but a native speaker would probably just say, "I'm heading to work." This is how you close the gap between textbook English and real-world English. Quote 4. Continue the conversation. This makes sure the practice never stops. After the feedback, Alex smoothly transitions back into conversation mode. This creates a perfect loop. You speak, you get feedback, you learn, and you immediately get a chance to practice again. This cycle of practice and immediate correction is the fastest way to build your skills. When you put this all together in voice mode, you get an incredible learning engine. You say something, and then you see the full feedback on your screen. You can read the corrections, understand why, and then speak your next sentence. It's interactive, instant, and unbelievably powerful. So, you have the tool and the prompt. But what does this actually look like in practice? Let me walk you through a quick example so you can see this method in action. I'm going to use the voice mode to have a short chat with Alex. I'll intentionally make a few common mistakes many English learners make. Pay close attention to how I speak, and then watch the detailed feedback Alex gives me based on our prompt. Okay, let's pretend that I've started the chat, and Alex has just asked me, "So, what did you do today?" My spoken response, with mistakes. "Hello, Alex. Today I am very busy. I wake up at 7 o'clock, and then I eated my breakfast. After that, I go to my job. The work was very difficult, and my boss give me a lot of tasks. I feel very tired now." Now, here's the text response Alex would show on the screen. Of course, here is the feedback on your sentences. Feedback table. My mistake. Correction. Reason. I am very busy. I was very busy. You're talking about today in the past, so you should use the past tense was instead of the present tense am. I eated my breakfast. I ate my breakfast. Eat is an irregular verb. The simple past tense is ate, not eated. I go to my job. I went to my job. Since the event is in the past, you should use the past tense of go, which is went. The work was very difficult. Work was very difficult. When talking about work as a general concept, it's an uncountable noun, so we usually don't use the. My boss give me a lot of tasks. My boss gave me a lot of tasks. You're speaking about the past, so you should use the past tense form of give, which is gave. I feel very tired now. I feel very tired now. Tire is a verb or a noun on a car wheel. The adjective to describe the feeling is tired. More natural phrasing. A more natural way to say that would be, "Hey, Alex, today was a really busy day for me. I woke up at 7 and had some breakfast. After that, I went to work. It was pretty tough, and my boss gave me a ton of tasks. I'm feeling really exhausted now. Continuing the conversation. It sounds like you had a very demanding day at work. I'm sorry to hear it was so difficult. What kind of tasks did your boss give you that made it so challenging? Okay, let's break this down. Look at how much value is packed into that one response. First, the table is crystal clear. It doesn't just say you made a mistake, it pinpoints every single one, from verb tenses like eated versus ate, to using articles like the work versus work, and even the right part of speech, like tire versus tired. The reason column is the teacher, explaining the rule so you won't make the same mistake again. Second, that more natural phrasing section is pure gold. Notice the subtle upgrades. A really busy day instead of very busy. Had some breakfast instead of ate my breakfast. Pretty tough instead of very difficult. And really exhausted instead of very tired. These are the small shifts that make your English sound so much more natural. Finally, after all that teaching, Alex doesn't just stop. It shows empathy. It sounds like you had a very demanding day at work. And then asks a great follow-up question. This pulls me right back into the conversation, giving me a chance to use what I just learned. Imagine doing this for just 15 minutes a day. Think of the compound effect. Your common errors would start to disappear. Your vocabulary would sound more natural. Your confidence would shoot up because you're actively practicing, making mistakes in a safe space, and seeing exactly how to improve. This isn't just a chat, it's a high-intensity workout for your English-speaking muscles. Once you get comfortable with the basic conversation loop, you can start using ChatGPT for more specific and advanced practice. Think of it like going to the gym. Once you've mastered the main exercises, you can start targeting specific muscle groups. These techniques will help you prepare for real-world situations and polish different parts of your spoken English. Advanced technique number 1, real-world role-playing. This is one of my favorite things to do. You can have ChatGPT pretend to be almost anyone in any situation. It's perfect for practicing for something that makes you nervous, like a job interview. The prompt. Let's do a role play. You are a hiring manager at a tech company. I'll be the job applicant. Ask me common interview questions one by one. After each of my answers, give me feedback using our table, suggest a more professional way to phrase my answer, and then ask the next question. Why it works? This is like a dress rehearsal for the real thing. You can practice your answers, find better words, and get feedback without any of the high-stakes pressure. You can do this for anything. Ordering coffee. Act as a barista. I'm going to order a drink. Checking into a hotel. Act as a hotel receptionist. I want to check in. Talking to a doctor. Act as a doctor. I'm going to describe my symptoms. Haggling at a market. Act as a shopkeeper. I'll try to negotiate the price of a souvenir. This kind of practice builds confidence for specific situations, and when they happen in real life, you feel ready. Advanced technique number 2. Pronunciation and accent training. You can also use ChatGPT to work specifically on your pronunciation. While the AI gives you text feedback, you can ask it to focus on the sounds you're making. The prompt. Let's work on my pronunciation. I want to practice the difference between the ship and sheep sounds. Can you give me a few sentences to say that use both words? I'll say them, and you can tell me if I'm pronouncing the vowel sounds correctly. You can also ask for other kinds of feedback. How was my intonation? Did I sound natural when I asked that question? Or could you say the word unfortunately slowly for me? Then I'll try to repeat it. Give me a tongue twister to practice the R and L sounds. This is like having a pronunciation coach on demand. You can isolate the sounds that are hard for you and practice them over and over. Advanced technique number 3. Vocabulary expansion in context. Instead of memorizing random word lists, you can ask Alex to teach you new vocabulary inside your conversation. The prompt is, as we talk, please introduce 1 or 2 new, interesting vocabulary words that are relevant to our topic. Please explain the word, use it in a sentence, and then encourage me to use it in my next reply. Example: if you're talking about travel, Alex might say, "That sounds like a wonderful trip." A great word for that feeling is wanderlust, which is a strong desire to travel. For example, I've had a strong sense of wanderlust my whole life. Can you try to use wanderlust in your next sentence? This method works so well because you learn the word and immediately use it in a meaningful way, which helps it stick in your memory. Advanced technique number 4. The debate partner. If you want to practice expressing opinions, disagreeing politely, and building arguments, you can turn ChatGPT into your debate partner. The prompt is, let's have a friendly debate. The topic is, working from home is better than working in the office. Please take the opposite view, that the office is better. Listen to my points and challenge them respectfully so I can practice my persuasive language.
This pushes you beyond simple descriptions and into more complex language. It's a great way to prepare for professional or academic discussions where you need to defend your ideas. By mixing these advanced techniques with your daily practice, you can create a complete English learning program that covers all the bases: casual conversation, real-world scenarios, clear pronunciation, and a deeper vocabulary. If you found this guide helpful and you're excited to start your journey to fluency, do me a quick favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel and allows more English learners like you to find this video. And to make sure you don't miss out on more videos with advanced techniques and new prompts, be sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. Most importantly, I want to build a community right here. So my question for you is, what is the first role-playing scenario you're going to try with ChatGPT? A job interview? Ordering a pizza? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one, and your ideas might just inspire someone else. So, there you have it, your complete guide to turning a free AI tool into a personal, 24/7 English-speaking tutor. We've covered why this works by breaking down the barriers of fear, access, and cost. We've covered how to do it by setting up the app and using the voice mode. And we've covered what to do, using the magic prompt and advanced techniques to get structured, effective feedback. The biggest thing holding people back from fluency is a lack of consistent speaking practice. That problem is now solved. You no longer have an excuse. You have a tool in your pocket that is free to start, always available, and will never get tired of helping you. But remember, a tool is only as good as the person using it. The last step is yours. You have to take this knowledge and put it into action. Open the app, use the prompt, have that first conversation, even if it's just for 5 minutes. Turn it into a daily habit. The journey to fluency is a marathon, not a sprint. But for the first time, you have a training partner that can run with you every day. Be patient with yourself, enjoy the process, and celebrate the small wins. Your confidence will grow with every conversation, and one day soon, you'll be amazed at just how far you've come. Thanks for watching. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and I'll see you in the next video.